All right, let's be honest. When you think of the Bible, you probably imagine old stories, church sermons, and maybe a few viral quotes on Instagram, right? But what if I told you there's a lot about the Bible that doesn't make it onto your feed? The Bible is like this huge epic with more plot twists than all the seasons of Game of Thrones combined. Stick around because I'm about to share 5 things about the Bible that might just blow your mind, and you probably haven't seen them online. Okay, first things first, the Bible is not one book. It's actually a collection of 66 different books, kind of like a library curated over centuries. We're talking 1,500 years, people, with over 40 different authors contributing. Imagine trying to make a Netflix series out of that. Every episode would be a completely different genre. Let's talk about those inspirational quotes for a second. You know, the ones people use as captions for their perfectly filtered selfies. Blessed. Well, hate to break it to you, but a lot of those quotes are taken so far out of context, they might as well be from a different book entirely. It's like quoting Darth Vader saying, "I am your father," and leaving out the whole "join the dark side" part. People love to quote verses about love and forgiveness, which, don't get me wrong, are super important themes. But they often forget about the verses about social justice, economic equality, and, oh yeah, that whole wrath of God thing. The Bible is complicated, guys. It's not just a book of feel-good quotes. And understanding the context behind these verses is key to understanding the bigger picture. Chapter 3, the Bible, way more metal than you think. Okay, time to get real. The Bible isn't the squeaky clean book that some people make it out to be. It's raw, it's gritty, and it's full of stories that will make you question everything you thought you knew about good and evil. We're talking murder, adultery, betrayal, genocide, you name it, the Bible's got it. Like, seriously, this book doesn't shy away from the dark side of humanity. It's like Game of Thrones, but with less incest and more talking donkeys. The point is, the Bible isn't afraid to show us the messed up parts of ourselves and the world we live in. Chapter 4, Women of the Bible. More badass than you realize. Here's another thing you might not hear on social media. The Bible isn't just a guy's book. Sure, there are a lot of dudes in there, but the women, they were some of the boldest, most influential figures in the entire story. We're talking about women like Deborah, a prophetess and judge, who led Israel to victory in battle. Or Esther, a queen who risked her life to save her people from genocide. Or Ruth, a woman of unwavering loyalty and love who became the great-grandmother of King David. These women weren't just sitting around waiting for men to tell them what to do. They were leaders, prophets, warriors, and strategists who shaped the course of history. Chapter 5. Context is king decoding the Bible. All right, here's the big one. Context changes everything. A lot of the Bible doesn't make sense until you understand the world it was written in. Imagine reading a Shakespearean play without knowing anything about Elizabethan England. You'd probably be pretty lost, right? The same goes for the Bible. To truly understand it, you have to put yourself in the shoes of the people who wrote it and the people who first heard it. You can't just translate the words literally. You have to understand the nuances, the idioms, the cultural context behind them. Outro, keep digging. So there you have it. 5 things you won't see about the Bible on social media. It's not just one book. Those quotes are often out of context. It's way more intense than you think. The women are total badasses, and context is everything. If you want more surprising insights, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And hey, let's get real in the comments. What's one thing that surprised you today? Because the Bible is more than just a viral quote. It's a story worth exploring. It's a story that's challenged and inspired people for centuries. And it's a story that continues to spark debate and discussion even today. Share this video if you learned something new, and I'll see you in the next one.